Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
What he's trying to sell, the utopia he's trying to sell to the American public, simply doesn't work. It's impossible. When you say that immigrants from Mexico are criminals and rapists, isn't that spreading hate?
A spokeswoman for the Davidson County Sheriff's Office said USAID was in this country illegally.
Gurao Aguilar faces 3 counts of aggravated sexual battery of a person under the age of 13. Jacobo Gurao faces 1 count of rape of a person under the age of 13.
Police believe 19-year-old Sergio Perez, an illegal immigrant, attacked the woman in her home Sunday.
418 children were raped by illegals in the state of North Carolina in the month of August 2014 alone. Or a beautiful young upstanding American woman is gunned down in broad daylight in San Francisco.
Yeah, can I ask you if in the last 3 weeks President Obama has expressed his condolences to you or your family? Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. When there have been other very public deaths in this country, like Michael Brown and Trayvon Martin and Freddie Gray, the president has expressed his condolences to the family. I would have expected him to do that here.
Univision's Jorge Ramos has been playing up the role of spokesperson for the leftist agenda to blindly invade America regardless of our laws, increased crime and gang activity by illegal aliens, and America's resistance to becoming a third world nation. Donald Trump, Ramos's arch enemy of sorts, held a press conference where Ramos unleashed one of the most unprofessional and brazen attacks by a reporter in the history of presidential campaigns. Overly excited and unable to simply ask questions, Ramos turned the press conference into a debate.
Okay, who's next? Yeah, please. Excuse me, sit down. You weren't called. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Go ahead. No, you don't. You haven't been called. Go back to Univision.
He was eventually thrown out. Soon after, Ramos ran to his liberal comrade, George Stephanopoulos, for a shoulder to cry on.
And Jorge, you said in that piece you've never seen anything like this before, but is it what you were expecting given the disputes between Univision and Mr. Trump?
No, what I would expect is that I can ask a question as a journalist, because that's our responsibility, and I would expect Mr. Trump to answer honestly about what he really wants to do.
Stephanopoulos, known for his completely illegal and biased donations to the tanking Hillary Clinton campaign, was happy to oblige.
And there is this impression out there that you've had this history of misogynist statements, that you are anti-women. You're responding to it right now, but you've got people like the chair of the New Hampshire Republican Party saying you're a chauvinist. How are you going to combat that impression? Isn't it a problem for you?
I don't think so at all, George. In the meantime, I'm doing very well in the polls with women.
This is going to be a big issue for these politicians going forward because it's about Big Brother. But on the other hand, some things do require some involvement of Big Brother.
Big Brother sighting Megyn Kelly was once again targeted by Trump. BBC reported he revived his feud with the Fox News channel host Megyn Kelly, who returned to her show on Monday after a break, saying she must have had a bad holiday because she's really off her game. The odds on more of these left-wing media outbursts happening again is a foregone conclusion, as the mainstream media viewership hits new lows and more pundits find themselves on the wrong side of the boiling anger of a majority of Americans. In the near future, it won't be just Univision's Jorge Ramos being escorted out of the national discussion. John Bound for Infowars.com.
General, what do you think about the FBI saying that there was a terror alert on Monday about a potential Fort Hood situation?
The police are shoving people, shoving Alex, shoving the crowd.
Here we go, folks. I'm being assaulted.
Whether it's the radio show, the news websites, documentary films, or the nightly news, Infowars is the tip of the spear.
Is this another false flag stage attack to take our civil liberties and put more homeland security while sticking their hands down on the pants on the streets?
It's up to us to set brush fires in the minds of men and women everywhere. And that's what PrisonPlanet.tv is designed to do.
You watch the aside Assad regime is going to be blamed or accused of using chemical weapons against the so-called rebels.
What we see now is a war against reality. It's a war against the truth.
It's more vital than ever that supporters of freedom become members of PrisonPlanet.tv and share their membership with up to 11 friends and family. Visit InfoWarsNews.com today. Become a member, share your membership, and help take the InfoWar to the next level.